my name is Cellin Gluck. I live across the street. We've been there for 27 years until January 7th. This lot here, 935 Hartzell, which is the lot right across from my house, has been cleared. This was cleared yesterday by contractors for the Army Corps of Engineers. And you can tell if you drive around here, you'll see these plaques and you'll see authorized ROE. The ROE means right of entry. That's the first thing that we have to fill out to allow and give them the right to enter our property. Phase 1 complete in the lower left-hand corner. That's that sign right there that says that the EPA has been here and removed all hazardous materials, i.e. tanks of propane gas, cans of spray paint, cans of paint, and any other materials that can be considered to be hazardous. That we're not talking about the ground, we're just talking about things that can be removed. And then you'll see up there it goes debris removal complete. So then they come in and they remove the debris and then they scrape. And this was all done yesterday. And I was talking to these guys yesterday and I said, okay, so where are you guys going next? Are you gonna do the house next door? Because it's owned by the same people. And it's also got a sign here with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers saying that it's authorized and ready to go. And the guy looked at me and goes, nah, I wish. I said, what do you mean you wish? He says, well, let me put it to you this way. Yesterday, we were a mile from here, across Sunset, on the other side of Sunset, off of Friends Street. So they did that house. And at that house, there are several houses right nearby, including the one next to it that have the same sign ready to go. But instead of doing that one, they came all the way over here, and they take these big excavators and they load them on flatbeds, they drag them a mile, they bring them here, and then they do the ground, they do the work. The same crew, I was speaking to one of the foremen, does the debris removal, and then they also do the ash removal, then they also do the dirt removal. So it's the same crew that does those 3 phases, and I'm told that those 3 phases are about accurate. That one is ready to go. Why aren't they over there doing that one? Instead of going to where we're going to go and try and find them, but I'll bet you again that they're about a mile away from here across Sunset on another different place, because he said, yeah, we're going back to where we were yesterday. So on January 15th, Mayor Bass organized a town hall for all the people, the victims of the fires, everyone that was involved, and everyone was there. The county folks, the city folks, the Army Corps of Engineers, the EPA, anybody that had anything to do with the impending cleanup was there and was represented. Now at that time, that was January 15th. A week later, on January 22nd, was the first day that we were able to submit our ROEs. A week later, on January 22nd, was the first day that we could fill out our ROEs, which are the right of entry, giving the Army Corps of Engineers the right to enter our property and to clear it, which then went to the county. And then the county got the EPA to come in and do phase 1 and all of that stuff. At that meeting, Colonel Sauser of the Army Corps of Engineers stood up and said, look, band together with your neighbors if you can, try to get as many people that you know to sign up at the same time so that we can get contiguous lots so that we're not hopscotching all over town. So the reason I'm confused is that on January 15th at the big town hall, set up by Mayor Bass at the Santa Monica College. So he said, so the one thing that we don't want to be doing is clearing a lot here and then running across town and clearing another one and then coming back and doing another one nearby. We would like you to call upon your neighbors and try and band together and get together and get everyone to send in their ROEs at the same time so that we can have contiguous lots so that we can work as efficiently as possible. One lot, guess what? The next one's ready. Do it. Next one's ready. Or if not the next one, 2 more is ready. Within 300 feet of where we're standing right now, there are 5 houses with these plaques ready to go. But instead of going from this one after completing it yesterday to the one next door or the one across the street or the one down 5 houses, they loaded up their heavy equipment and went across town a mile from here. And let's go and try and find them, because I'll bet you anything that they're at least a mile away. Okay. So this is the lot I was telling you guys about over there. This is 15222 Friends. Now this is a mile away from where we were at 935, which was scraped yesterday. This lot was scraped on Thursday. Now, if you look around, if you look over there, you'll see a placard on that sign, on that street, on that house. There are 2 houses across the street that have placards and they're ready to go. But instead of doing the house next door, they sent these guys who scraped this place on Thursday, a mile away to where we were on Hartzell. And on Hartzell, as I pointed out, the lot next to it was ready to go. But instead of staying there and clearing the lot next to them, they loaded all their heavy equipment, the excavators, onto trucks and moved them about 3 blocks from here. And now I wouldn't be surprised if day after tomorrow, they'll be back on Hartzell where they were yesterday. So that's what I'm talking about when I say this doesn't make sense. As you'll notice, debris removal is not completed. So they can't really bounce from this one next door to this one as easily as we talked about, because the debris removal has to go take place before the phase 2 can take place, which is the scraping. But all in all, why isn't all of that done being concurrently? For example, this one, debris removal not complete. The 2 across, debris removal not complete. If they do the debris removal, then they can do the phase 2 completion all at the same time. But little do we know if the debris removal sequence is in the same kind of confusion as the phase 2 completion is, and being done in order of submission or the order of release by the county instead of being done in a geographically contiguous manner, which seems to make the most sense. Okay, so now we're at 520 North Swarthmore, which is almost exactly a mile from where we were. The crew we see right here behind us working on this property got here this morning. This is the exact same crew with the same members, the same equipment that was working where we were first at 935 Hartzell Street. So it's the same crew with the same gear that was at 935 Hartzell where we started. And next to 935 Hartzell is 931, which is also ready to go. But instead of going from 935 to next door to 931, they drove them all the way over here for a mile. And these are the same guys who 2 days ago were 2.5 blocks from here, and then were sent to Hartzell to do 1 lot before being sent down here. So that's the part that doesn't make sense to us. It's first in, first out. That doesn't make sense. I mean, that seems to be the way they're doing it, is the way as soon as the paperwork's clear, they're passing them on to somebody else, and they're just doing in the order that they receive the paperwork clearance. So, as a homeowner and a victim of the fires, it's just frustrating. It's not that we want to be first. It's not that we want them to do our house first and everybody else's later, but it just doesn't seem to make sense that the colonel stood in front of the crowd at the big town hall back in January and said, we don't want to be hopscotching around town doing a lot here and a lot there. So get together with your neighbors and sign up and get as much of a contiguous lot plot as we can get so we can go in and do our job efficiently. Well, this is the opposite of efficiency, as I can see. My point of frustration is I don't necessarily want to sit there and go me first. Everything has its time and place, and it's going to take time to do all this. And we appreciate everything that the government and everybody is doing. We just wish that they would do it in an efficient manner. I mean, if what they need is a monopoly board with little plastic houses saying this one, so they can get a visual representation of things grouped together, I'll be happy to buy them the monopoly board. If they need a map of the town and sticky notes so that we can stick notes together, somebody has to say no to the county or no to whoever is giving out the information drips and drabs. And if the information is coming in drips and drabs, then all somebody has to do in the Army Corps is just take a breath, take a beat, take a stack of papers, and instead of just peeling it off the top of the stack, distributing them and seeing where there are contiguous lots, that they can do their work together. I mean, they've gone to officer training school. That's why they're in the Army. If you have a battle, you don't go fight a little skirmish over here and a little skirmish over there and a little skirmish over here. You go to battle and you wait till they're all together and you go and hit them at once. And that's the way it makes sense. And that's the way I wish they would apply what they learned in officer training school to fight a war, to fight this battle, and to just get it done as efficiently as possible.